Hey guys, my name is Kenyatta. We are here to talk about the last and final trimester, the third trimester. If you've been keeping up with the videos on my channel, you know that I've already posted about the first and the second trimester, giving you just a recap of what I was going through. So now we're going to do the same for the third trimester. The third trimester was basically like if I didn't take the time to like sit there and write down like in the moment, I would have like legit forgot about it. So by this point, like I mentioned in the second trimester video, the nausea was just kind of a thing of the past. Like I had it in control with the medication to the point where because you were supposed to take it, if I remember correctly, like every 6 hours, basically maintain that medication like in your system throughout the day. But it got to the point where I kind of like slowly eased myself off of it to the point where all I did was take it like maybe once in the morning to see if, okay, one pill, am I going to have any nausea spills? And then it got to the point where we were at the end of the trimester and I just didn't even take it at all. So the nausea, thank God, was like not really an issue. I was experiencing like more pain though. I mentioned in the second trimester, like I started having back pain. So now on top of the back pain, I was dealing with pelvic pain. So guys, it would basically be like all I was doing like would be laying down and I would feel that pelvic pain. Like I would try to like turn over. It would like hurt to move almost. Like looking back, I feel like I should have brought that more up to my doctor because I just assumed like any kind of pain I was dealing with was like a growing pain. Like I was assuming that like my pelvic was hurting because my uterus was growing, like, you know, Jeremy was getting bigger. So I never even brought it up, but it was painful. Like just to be thinking about laying in the bed and like your pelvic hurting, like turning over to different sides would hurt, walking would hurt. So I'm sure there was something that could have been done, like as far as like a chiropractor or somebody who could have maybe like helped with that I just completely was like, I just checked it up as like, oh, you know, what can you do? You're pregnant, like things are gonna hurt. Like that's how I was with it, but it was a noticeable pain that was like, Golly, like it hurts, you know what I mean? Like just laying down, like why am I hurting? So that was definitely one. I feel like it kind of emerged late second trimester, but it was definitely the entire third trimester. I was in like back pain and my pelvis was hurting. So I was just like, it was like a double whammy because they weren't like, you couldn't ignore it, you know what I mean? And like I said, I mentioned in the second trimester recap, I wasn't taking any kind of pain medication, so I really was just like thugging it out, like going through it. And these pains for some reason always manifested at night. Like I felt like I was going through the day kind of okay. Like the back pain was like subtle. For some reason it's like, oh, you trying to go to sleep, you know, we about to turn it up, you know what I mean? It's like everything started hurting. Like it's like it knew, like, we're not going to bed right now, you know? So sometimes I would kind of be up just trying to bear with the pain until it subsided and I could actually get like a decent sleep. Like, and speaking of nighttime, another thing that emerged was dry lips. You know how I said I already had dry skin? Like I literally bought that Laneige, I really don't know if that's how you pronounce the brand, but it's that sleep mask that comes in that pink jar that everybody talks about. Like I bought that before the dry lips came, right? And it's a sleeping mask. So I thought like I'm having such issues with my lips being dry at night that I would use that mask, you know, because it was so hyped up. So I thought this was like perfect timing, but it ended up being like lackluster. So I literally would always have to sleep with like Vaseline on my lips because it would be so dry. I'm looking at this little timer. I got 4 minutes on this battery, so we about to just go ahead and change the battery. Hold on, guys. All right, guys, I'm back. So I went ahead and changed the battery, freed up some memory on the card so there's no more interruptions, because I hate when you're trying to film a video and like little things keep happening technology wise, messing up the vibe. So I think I was at yeah, the dry lips. So yeah, I bought that little sleep mask thinking like, oh, this is perfect timing, but that really put it to the test to me, like that product, like to see if there was a benefit, to see, because you know some products are like overhyped, they're just popular and not really like useful. So this, like, I was literally having dry lips at night. So I'm like, this is a sleeping mask. Like, we should wake up feeling, you know, refreshed, moisturized. I mean, I don't know. I think it can definitely do something if your lips aren't dry and you're just trying to, you know, prevent that maybe, and that may help. But if you're already kind of dealing with dry lips and like trying to recover or something, that just isn't gonna do it for you. So I was using Vaseline. Like, I had to literally put that on my lips every single night. Otherwise, like, it would keep me up, you know, just the feeling of like having dry lips. So that was super weird. That was only like a few months dealing with that symptom, but it was definitely there, definitely annoying. So it was like, what's going on? Because like I said, I already had dry skin now, and then my lips were dry. So we were just dealing with a lot of dryness, you know. So I made sure to just have the Vaseline. Like, it literally would be in the bedroom on the dresser because I knew I was going to need it every single night. So that was something that was like weird, kind of showed up and then was gone type thing. The other thing, so we got pain, we got dryness, the nausea was under control. The only other thing was, two things. Like, I talked about it in a video where I talked about pregnancy brain. I definitely felt like I had it throughout the entire pregnancy, but third trimester, it was like on steroids because I couldn't remember anything. And it was getting kind of like, like, I definitely, if you want to know a little bit more, if you want to know a little more about what I was experiencing, like, definitely tune into that video. I will link it above so that you could just see like what was going on, because I was in school during my pregnancy and it was really like hard to not only have the energy to do my schoolwork, but I was having trouble remembering assignments, like remembering anything for this matter. Like, if it wasn't right there in my face or written down on a note, it would be like, what? Like, I just wasn't remembering anything. Like, I bet it drove Jermaine crazy because I just was so forgetful. Like, it was different for me. Like, I like to be organized. I like to be disciplined. I like to get things done. But it was hard because I was like literally forgetting everything. So I would need like reminders on my phone, reminders on my computers, just wherever, like in my notebook, just anything to help me be like, oh yeah, this is happening today. Or, oh yeah, like, why is my phone going off the chain? It's like, it's in my, like, the corner of my eye. I'm seeing it going crazy. I'm like, yeah, my phone's going crazy. I couldn't function. But yeah, that third trimester had me going crazy as far as like trying to remember everything. I couldn't remember anything unless it was written down in front of my face. Jermaine was helping me through all of that, but very, very forgetful third trimester. I think we was just in that final stretch and little things was emerging, different symptoms like coming and going, but it was like a whirlwind of emotions and like forgetfulness that third trimester. So the only other thing that I had to mention was I noticed that in the third trimester, I had to constantly be snacking on something. I don't mean just like, oh, it's snack time, let's go get something to eat. It was constant. It was like a need to chew. That's a better like way to describe it. Not snacking, but I needed to chew, like ice. So cliche. Third trimester, ice. Like, not just like an empty cup of ice. Like, I literally felt like drinks tasted better with ice. Like, I needed everything. It could already be a cold drink. I needed ice. You know, like, I needed it. It was like an obsession. So literally, and I think mentally my mind was like, let's put ice in this drink. So once you finish drinking it, we can have the ice at the end. Like, anything Jermaine had, like if we went to go have fast food, I would drink my drink, have my ice, have his ice. Like, I needed ice. Like, obviously sometimes I would just have like, you know, nothing to drink. I just needed a cup of ice, but it tasted 10 times better if I had something to drink, had ice, and then I had that ice afterwards, because like the juice would still be on the ice. Just reminiscing, like, I loved ice. I needed to chew on things. And then it was like ice and chewing gum, obviously, because I needed to chew. So I had Jermaine getting these the double bubble, you know, obviously not worth anything. The gum, the flavor of the gum would disappear in 2 seconds, but it gave me that, like, I can chew on this. I didn't always have to have the ice. I had bags of freaking bubble gum sitting around so that I could sit here and consume the gum. Jeremiah used to see these little balls and want some. Obviously, a 3-year-old can't understand the concept of bubble gum and not swallowing it and all this. So I'm sitting here hiding was in here hiding the bubble gum because I was constantly eating it, and it just looked like this colorful ball to him. So he would get mad, like, you know, so I would have to give him like some type of candy too, like Airheads or something, to get him away from me and my bubble gum. Because I was like obsessed with chewing. So ice and bubble gum was like that last little craving thing that I had in the 3rd trimester. So guys, that's everything. That's all the wacky craziness that I dealt with throughout the entire pregnancy. If you're tuning into this video and you didn't watch the rest of them, make sure you go ahead after this video and watch my 1st and 2nd trimester recap videos. I had fun just kind of rehashing, reliving like the craziness that I was like dealing with during my pregnancy. I'm still gonna do obviously my labor story. If you're wondering, yes, I am going to give you a video where I talk about my labor and delivery of Jeremy. I'm definitely going to give you that video, as well as some of like postpartum videos. As far as like, I have a protective style. I do plan to take this down, and you know, me and you, we both gonna sit here and watch and see what kind of shedding that I deal with, as well as just my postpartum journey, like anything that I'm dealing with, because you know, postpartum depression is very real for a lot of moms. So that's definitely something that I, in my journal, as always, have been tracking. If anything, if I'm feeling overwhelmed, what were the emotions, why was I feeling overwhelmed, or anything like that. So stay tuned for those videos. You know, still giving you that pregnancy content as well as mom life. Make sure you are subscribed to my channel so that you don't miss these videos, as well as I have a playlist of all these videos if you did miss one, or you know, whatever. So thank you guys so much. We're going to go ahead and conclude the video here. As I stated, if you're not already subscribed, make sure you take the time to do that after you watch this video. I really appreciate you guys tuning into this content. I'm having fun filming it. If you like videos like this, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.